Hi guys, my name is Emmy and welcome to my blog. Today I am going to answer the question, how much is the cost of living for foreigners to live in Moscow? But before we discuss, I'm going to tour you around in this very beautiful city. Moscow is the capital and the most heavily populated city in Russia, as well as being the largest city in the European continent. It is an iconic and global city and is the key for political, economic, cultural, and scientific center, not only Russia but of Eastern Europe as well. Moscow is not only a beautiful city, it is also a very mysterious and enticing city. And you know guys, Moscow claims the largest number of billionaires in the world. There are 84 billionaires living in this city. Talking about the character of the city, if St. Petersburg is Russia's window on Europe, Moscow, on the other hand, is called the Russia's heart. It is an upbeat, vibrant, and sometimes wearisome city. It has become habitual to compare Moscow with St. Petersburg, its rival and the former capital of Russia. While St. Petersburg has absorbed Western European influences, Moscow is viewed as traditional Russian city. Unlike its rival, Moscow has a well-defined city center marked by the Kremlin. About the climate in Moscow, it is dominated by westerly winds from the Atlantic. Precipitation is moderate, about 23 inches a year. We have a long winter here, and it is significantly milder than in similar climatic regions of North America. Northern winds from the Arctic can bring very sharp drops in temperature. Sometimes temperature drops from -20 to -30, and it's really freezing cold. Moscow is not the most expensive city in the world, but living here could be a big challenge for foreigners like me. The cost of living in Moscow depends on your lifestyle and on your spending habits. Keep in mind that the more you live like an expat, the higher your expenses will be. Simply, if you're looking for a low cost of living, it's definitely possible in Moscow. You just have to live like a local. The average salary in Moscow ranges from 75,000 to 100,000 rubles, which is about $1,000 to $1,300 for workers from Asian countries. But if you are an expat teaching English, you can start salaries from 120,000, that is about $1,900. They can be higher depending on the school and the teacher's qualification. I know it may not sound like much, but the cost of living in Moscow is significantly lower compared to other European cities like Switzerland, France, Italy, and Spain. As an overseas worker from the Philippines, you can expect to spend between 15,000 rubles to 20,000 rubles per month. That is around $300 to $400 per month. But take note that you won't be able to live extravagantly on this budget, though you should be able to save 20 to 50% of your salary, minus eating out a few times a week, grab drinks with your friends, and for some entertainment, shopping, and some other things. And now that you already have a basic understanding of the cost of living in Moscow, I also want to discuss about the typical expenses here, particularly the common living expenses such as food, housing, utilities, transportation, and consumer goods. The food in Moscow is generally of high quality and affordable. First, let's take a look at the most basic grocery products in Moscow. So let's go for a supermarket tour. So right now I'm at the supermarket. It's not a high-end supermarket. It's actually one of those supermarkets where you can buy cheaper and good quality products. So I will show you around and I will show you the cost of every products. Spasiba. And that's 600. No, that's 401. Rice and beef. You got everything here. So it actually depends on your personal choice what you want to buy, but everything is here. For 950 ml of milk will cost you around 115 rubles. So when you see the price like that, it's actually the actual price and you don't need to pay any tax. That's the final price. But there are some options. You can also buy something cheaper than 115. They have some cheaper options. 92 rubles, 80 rubles. For the price of the cheese, they have something like this that costs 139 rubles. It's not so bad. You have other options here, but prices are actually cheaper compared to France. Because in Paris, if you buy something like this, it will cost you about like 3 or 4 euro per slice of cheese. Sausages and bacons. My favorite. I'm gonna get this one. It's they call it sashishki in Russian. It's sausage. So it costs 199 rubles for this. The price of eggs, how much I have here? Like I don't know, like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 pieces. Will cost you usually for 120 rubles down to 69 rubles. Depends on what you like. But prices range from 100 to 69 rubles for eggs. For this piece of chicken breast, cost you 279 rubles. It's actually discounted price. So it's not really expensive compared to Western countries. That's also have some marinated meat. Actually, the products of Russia is not so bad. It's cheaper and affordable in good quality.
You know what I love about this supermarket is they also have a corner for some Asian products. So they have everything here, like this oyster sauce. That costs 164 rubles. Soy sauce for 114 rubles. So they got some Asian products if you really miss something back home. And yeah, my favorite tom yum. I'm gonna get to that. Oh, it's the last piece. It's the last piece. It's my favorite, so let's get into that. Okay guys, for the rice, because you know I come from Philippines and we eat rice basically for everything. Lunch, breakfast, and dinner we eat rice. So let's see how much it costs here. For these 900 grams will cost you 140 rubles. Yeah, but I think it's a good quality. It's a good one. And they have something like that. It will cost you 144 rubles. That looks nice. Or like loaf, I think. Yeah, it's something like loaf. Especially special rice for cooking here. But I think because I'm on a budget, I'm going to get this one. It's not so bad. 479 rubles. Yeah. So I'm going to get this.
And you know guys, one good thing about Moscow is they are selling bread in a very cheap price. Look at that. You know, for 59 rubles, 34 rubles. And look at that. 39 rubles for this kind. I think it tastes good. Maybe I'll give it a try. They have a lot of selection here. So for the bread, they sell very cheap for less than $1. These are all for wine and for alcohol drinks. You have a lot of selection for vodka, whiskey, martini, cognac, and it's pretty cheap compared to other Western countries, especially vodka, because you know Russia is very famous for their vodka. So you can buy it here in a pretty cheap price. And now it's time to pay for my groceries, and I pay 1,945 rubles for all of this. As for the total food budget, you can expect to pay anywhere from 5,000 to 7,000 rubles per month, or $100 to $200 per month. If you eat out often and go to a restaurant, of course you will need to spend more money. And now let's discuss about the housing and accommodation. Apartment prices typically depends on the location relative to the metro and the style of the interior. An average two-room apartment in the center of Moscow near the metro ranges from 50,000 to 60,000 rubles. But you can find a cheaper apartment outside the center of Moscow, around 40 to 50,000 rubles. But if you want to save some money, sharing an apartment is the best option. It is a very common practice, especially for foreign workers. In order to save money, they prefer to look for roommates and split the bill for 5 to 6 persons. Usually, the utilities is already included in the rent. However, if it's not included, usually it ranges from 3,000 to 6,000 rubles for electricity, water, gas, and heater. And you know guys, Russian electricity prices is one of the cheapest in the world, so you can enjoy more without worrying about your bill. And now let's talk about tariff on your mobile phones. It usually ranges between 500 to 800 rubles, which is about $9 to $13 per month, depending on the amount of data and minutes you need. The two largest providers are MTS and Telediva. You can also try Megaphone and Beeline. And if you are looking for an internet package, you can expect to pay anywhere from 350 to 800 rubles, which is about 5 or 13 US dollar for a speed ranging from 100 to 1000 Mbps, and the service is very reliable. And now let's talk about another major monthly expenses, which is your transportation. If you need to take a taxi in Moscow, we have a lot of options, but Uber and Yandex Taxi are one of the best. And if you want to save money, the cheapest option is to buy a monthly pass for all forms of public transportation, including buses, trams, and metro. If you don't get a Troika card, the cost of one single ticket is 57 rubles. So the question is, can you afford to live in Moscow? Well, it all depends on individual preferences. I hope that this video gives you a clear idea about the major expenses as to the cost of living in Moscow. Moving to a new country is not easy. There will be a big adjustment. But remember, it is an amazing opportunity to find a new job and to earn more money. Whether you've made the move permanently or just there temporarily, use this chance as an experience to learn and grow, opening up your mind to other ways of living. And if you feel sad or homesick, remember your old home is just a plane ride away. And that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!